Let's talk Travis Burgess. So Travis Burgess has been on my show. I know you've talked to him on at the Elite 11, 2026 quarterback out of Grayson down in Georgia, high 3-star kid, 6'5", 200 pounds. This is a Wisconsin, UNC, Auburn battle, and other schools have tried to get involved as well. Let's start with his game. What do you like about Travis's game?
When I saw him at Elite 11, that was the first time I saw him throw live where I really paid attention to him. I'd seen him at Under Armour, but quarterbacks at Under Armour, it's not the same. There's a million things going on. We don't really focus on quarterbacks much, but they put you in stressful situations at Elite 11, and it is a long day. It's like 5 hours. I mean, there's no other quarterback workout like it that I've ever seen. And going to your left, throwing to your right, throwing a pass along the back end line, they will like mark it within an inch. Like, did you throw it as high as you're supposed to? Everything is ranked. And he never stressed. Part of it's he plays at Grayson. For those of you who don't know, and many of you probably don't, because most Wisconsin fans are up north, Grayson's arguably the best program right now in the state of Georgia. It's certainly in the top 5. And he's the leader of that program. They just won a state title. And he's around a bunch of dudes. They got so many D1 kids. It's ridiculous. It's greater Atlanta area, Gwinnett County, which is my favorite county in the country. He is a guy that's very much in command of what he does. He could roll the pocket and move. He could run some RPO. He's a pretty fluid athlete. And as long as he is, and he is 6'5", like he is a big freaking dude. As long as he is, I was surprised that he could move, stop and throw, or move and throw like sidearm, dip his arm. He has more skills than I thought. And that's why you go to these events. His stock rose up with me and some other kids. I gotta go into it. Some are like, I don't see it with that kid. There's nothing like the eye test from 15 feet away. I'm literally standing right next to him while he's throwing. So it's pretty unique. But pocket quarterback first, but he can roll. I think he's kind of an old school West Coast quarterback. Some of those guys had the mobility. He'll get you 5-8 yards. That's what Burgess is.
Talking to him too, he sounds like a quarterback. He sounds like a leader. He sounds like a guy that's going to check a lot of intangible boxes. What was your impression talking to him?
Very articulate. You can tell he's been raised right. Good parents. Both the parents are in his life and are very involved. The high school he's at will keep him on track. Like, if you screw around there, you sure as heck aren't playing quarterback. Like football at Grayson High School, that's an event. Like that, they've got so many kids go on to play college and pro football there. It's not funny. If you're the quarterback as an underclassman there, you're a little bit different. They're not going to hand you those keys. So he has the maturity that I expected. Every question I had for him, whether it was football, whether it was recruiting, whether it was training, everything was very consistent, very articulate, well thought out. He doesn't just throw out answers. You can tell he's got a good head on his shoulder and the right people around him.
What's the upside for Burgess at the college level? Because I think people will hear pocket passer, and I think that almost has a weird negative connotation now for fans. They'll immediately say a little limited.
It's not. It just because, think about it. Outside of Georgia, what program runs a pocket passer offense? There isn't one. Of course, Kirby Smart, a Ferrari to him is a draw play. Like he just doesn't want to do it. And he has so many good other players, he can get away with it. Well, nobody else is Georgia. So they try to create big plays in the offensive game. So they get mobile quarterbacks. That's just not the way this kid is. He's more than a guy. I mean, he could play at Georgia in terms of like his style and all that. And I wouldn't be shocked if they started to look at him this spring. But he's a guy that if you want to go out and just run RPO, could he run Rich Rodgers' offense at West Virginia? Yes. They'd have to change it a little. He's not going to be running quarterback lead every fourth play. I mean, that's dumb. But he can swing it. So I say pocket because he's intelligent enough to make post-snap reads. Now, there's a world of difference, even though it's Grayson, between playing at the high school level and playing for Wisconsin or Georgia or Tennessee or Virginia Tech, North Carolina, whatever. That's still a whole nother level. But the way he carries himself, where he's played, and just how he takes it very serious of being a quarterback, I think he's a guy that has a lot more of a high ceiling than what I originally thought. Meeting him was important, but so was seeing how he threw and how he adjusted. If he made a bad throw, he learned from it, etc. All those things. I think he's got a really high ceiling.
Put this in a tier if you can for Badger fans, because Badger fans, I mean, sports fans in general love to live off comparisons. Does it feel like this type of guy? Is it this type of tier? Carter Smith last year, the Badgers, he flips from Michigan. Now, some of that was because of who Michigan got, obviously, at the quarterback spot. Is this that type of tier, a different tier than a Carter Smith for Badger fans?
There are different players. Carter's really athletic. Like, he could flat out run Rich Rod's offense. They're different players, but I think they're similar in how they throw the football and how they look. Like Carter, I know him. I've had him on a podcast before. He's the kind of guy that ends up running a company, like intelligent, articulate, deductive logic, not just throwing out willy-nilly comments. He's very intuitive. Same thing with Burgess. They would get along great. So they play a little bit differently, but I think their style overall in terms of how they attack a defense and throwing the football has a lot in common. So different players, but if I had to pick, I'd say Carter's got slightly higher upside just because he's so freaky with the football on the outside, but he doesn't have the same frame that Travis 6'5". Carter 6'2.5", I'd say, if I was to guess. And he can just really run. Like he's a kid that you put at center field in baseball or something.
Where do you see Burgess recruitment going? I know Wisconsin's in there, Auburn's in there, UNC's in there. Some other schools have tried to kick the tires as well. Where do you see this recruitment headed?
More or less, it just depends on what happens this spring. He said, I'm not going to close the door. He knows he's at Grayson. Every school in the country that recruits Georgia goes to Grayson, period. If you're a Big Ten or SEC school, you go to Grayson. So somebody else might offer him. And I don't know what the deal is on it because I asked him, why Wisconsin? And he said they got in on me. They just really connected. They really showed they wanted me, et cetera, et cetera. There could be another school that does that. But Wisconsin, for the record, has done a really, really good job of recruiting him. He just doesn't know who, and he wants to let it kind of play out. So by the end of May, we'll have a much clearer picture. I'm guessing he'll add one visit, whatever school that is. And he honestly doesn't know where it's going to be.